Hello guys, welcome to the 62nd episode to the Final Fantasy XIV playlist. Last episode we did a lot more of the quests for the Rogues Guild. Now we're going to continue those a little bit. So first thing we need to do is we need to head to Lanasia, Middle Lanasia. Let's go this way, because I think it'll be quicker if we use the Ether Ride. We're already making good progress. We have Throwing Dagger, and now we have Mug as well. And that'll give us extra stuff from drops and stuff. But let's go to the Zephyr Gate. Okay, there, over here. Damn, I'm fast here. Harimu. Anderfoot. Nervous? You owe me a pint of curry. Japes aside, though, it looks like the cab was right about the cargo. From what I've been able to catch from them swads at the gate, it seems the peddler was boned for carrying goods what was known to be aboard that transport. They carted the poor sod away in chains, but the cargo itself is still here. I saw a pair of jackets carrying boxes up that wooden ramp. We need to know what's in them crates. I get the feeling they won't open their hands for the asking, though. Not while the fool's challenge is going on. Do you think you could skulk over there and see if they found them treasures yet? Because I'm definitely sneaker than he is. I mean, look at me. Hard to not be with my glorious stature. So it's up there. The Hagon checkpoint. In Pursuit of the Past, level 41. Two Yellow Jacket soldiers are inspecting the seized cargo. Approach them while cloaked in your hide ability and attempt to listen in on their progress. Yes, ma'am. Discussing contents of the crates. This is all junk, no diamonds, no earrings, and no bloody black sarcophagus. Looks like we'll have to lean hard on that skinny peddler if we're to find any of the treasures. Sergeant says the merchant's still pleading ignorance. Claims he was hired to carry the goods through to the checkpoint and not else. What a pile of futile shite. I'm guessing the pirates will split the cargo and are trying their luck at every checkpoint. Captain Milala's already given the orders to double the guard and inspect every cart and wagon what comes through. So they found out a value, eh? Man. Thought we'd lost the contest before we'd even properly started. But be that as it may, something don't add up here. Why would you order a cult to carry the goods through the checkpoint? No smugglers that daft, surely. And even if by some miracle the gods that you squirmed through Lethagran without raising a fuss, why would you risk taking merchandise back to the city what you cloyed it from? No, there's a bigger picture here, and we need to take a step back to see it. Assuming the Curse hired this peddler to do their dirty work, there'll be someone in the shadows as brokered the deal. I just happen to know a cove, what makes it his business to oversee these kinds of shady arrangements. Thing is, this black marketeer bloke changes his haunts depending on how the breeze blows. Quite literally, in fact. I seem to recall the Navigator's veil being shifted by a westerner this morning. So that'd put him at Tiller's Rest. Nice and close. Why don't you go ask him a few questions before we head back to the guild? Okay. Oh, cool, I threw two. Where's Killer's Rest? Damn, that's far. Okay. I think it was that far. Ooh, I should check my achievements. $860 achievement points. Here we go. Black Marketeer. I pride myself on my memories for faces, but yours is unknown to me. Are you an earnest customer or an inquisitive annoyance? I must be sure of your intentions. Damn. Damage to this one. Nice. Well, he really is a black marketeer. The dance is old, but the name is new. Put away your daggers, rogue. I've peddled my wares to your kind since the upright thieves stalked the night. Speak. What would you have this humble merchant? Still tormenting the cult, say, Grandad? We've come for information on a smuggling job, Grandad. How? There was this peddler what was caught at the Grand Point moving merchandise for the Grinning Curs. Pleading innocence even when he had the screws put to him. You wouldn't know what about the deal, would you? Every last sort of detail. Not a single grain of stolen sand passes through the shadows without my knowledge. But such prickly wisdom lodges tightly in one's throat. What have you brought to ease the pain of its passage? Spare me the theatrics, Grandad. Here's your usual purse. The sum is paid, the deal is made. My answers sate your fickle hunger. Your hapless peddler was indeed innocent. He was but a beast of burden employed by associates of the Grinning Curs, and likely knew not of his fate's tainted nature. A pawn, if you will, a convenient decoy. There are those amongst my acquaintances who specialize in providing such services. Aye, that's what I thought. The Curs wanted the cull to get caught. And now the jackets have had a taste. They'll waste their time, Flynn. Every shite pie would come through their checkpoints. Meanwhile, the real treasures are hidden away in the Darkmans, along with the Grinning Curs. Not the Darkmans, Master Rogue. The Mist. Aside from the traveling merchant, the Curs associates have spent coin on another piece for this little game. A navigator. One who's practiced in piloting a vessel through the Doxy's pull. That Doxy! The gods only know how many ships have sailed into that fog and soup and never come out again. And that's where you say the Curs have gone to ground? Now there's a trick what took some bollocks. Once their hunted tub was sitting dimmer in the mist, though. It would have been easier to have these associates and their ferry the junk goods to Lanasia. Then the canny coves just needed to wait for the peddler to get boned and draw the glaze of the yellow jackets inland. We need to strike now. As soon as they learn the coast is clear, they'll flee for open waters. A fair appraisal of events. Now that you know the location of your mark, however, it will not be so difficult to track them down. The Doxy's pull was once an impenetrable shroud, but ever since the calamity, the mists are far less constant. Narrow your search to the heaviest banks, and you will soon uncover those who wish to remain unseen. But now a warning. The mists conceal other dangers beside the dogs you seek. Careless step may land you upon the chopping block. The chopping block? You can't mean. Seems I found myself another lead to look into. You hurry on back to Jack and tell him what we've learned so far. Okay. Go ahead to the Fisherman's Guild. But time, lad. You had gone so long I almost sent the stray after you. What happened to underfoot? So our marks and their bitten baubles are snug inside the doxy's pull, eh? I'll not discount the old man's warning, but we may not have a better chance to crush the curs and grubble them treasures. We board their ship right now. You, me, and Bacab. I suppose we'll be needing ourselves a tub for the voyage. I'll have weeds with Swarsant and see the dry docks can spare us by way of a ship and a reliable crew. Get your kit together and meet us there. Let's do it. Here we go. Alrighty, Culver, I've pulled some papers and there's a crew that'll get us close enough to scamper aboard the Cur's vessel. It'll be cramped on that deck. If we try to mill the whole lot at once, we'll soon find ourselves up against the rails. So we gotta go in quick and quiet and try to knock them off a few at a time. Well, Pelt, are you eager to test your sea legs? Let's go. No one's seen us so far. The sickly stabbers and the captain, those drew back there are yours. Follow me. Jack, I found me one of them treasures. Unless there's another fist-sized blue diamond on board, it's got to be the cerulean star. As for them other two bubbles, I've tossed the cabins and been through the whole ilm, but there's naught else here. Well, just have to ask all sweet like, won't we? Spit it out, Kerr. Where are you keeping the rest of your treasures? You think I'd spill my guts for the likes of you, rogue? Maybe you wouldn't have that. But what about this partner you're working with? How'd you... We don't need no partner. So you're telling me this was all your own idea? You woke up one day and decided you'd attack a maelstrom transport right off the coast of Aleport, and then disappear into the loving embrace of the Doxy's pool? Not exactly your style, is it? The Grinning Cures are too bleeding famous for being the crew what turned their snouts up at privateering in favour of keeping the old ways. You've only escaped the Yellow Dragon's grip for this long by crawling on your bellies and snatching scraps what fell from the table. You ain't the type to sink your teeth into a Navy-owned vessel no matter the price. Aye, well, maybe there ain't no profit in being cautious no more. The age of pirates is swift coming to an end. Merle won't be stopped, not by a piddling crew like mine. That's why we've thrown our lot in with the executioners. That blue rock was just our share of the loot. The scraps from the table, like you said. If you want them other trinkets, then you'll have to take it up with our new mates. One job at a time, lad. First we need to get these stinking crows and their tub back to the docks. Cool. Putting aside the issue who gave the orders, there's no doubt that these was the coves as raided the Maelstrom ship. Now for a punishment that what fits the crime. I was informed that a certain well-known pirate ship was spotted weighing anchor at Morby docks. I assumed that this was your way. Aye, you missed all the excitement, Captain. But never you mind, the cerulean star is back and bobbing our sneaky little fambles. And these must be the grinning curs. Degenerate fiends! How dare you ply your filthy trade in lemons and waters? How many innocent sailors were massacred that you might sate your vile avarice? Every one of your kind ought to be lined up and shot. A musket ball is the only answer for this rampant display of lawlessness. Wait. Do you mean to execute him here on the bloody docks? At least take the buggers into custody first. Handing him over to you for lawful punishment will satisfy the demands of the code just as well. We've already got the answers to our questions, so feel free to take him away. Do not presume to give me orders, rogue. You only managed to capture these villains and their ill-gotten treasure by employing unsavory and unconscionable means. Why, you are not more than pirates yourselves. These bastards ain't worth true pirate's spit. The upright thieves was formed to protect us from ourselves. Now they're just hunting dogs for the Admiral. Merlib yanks the leash, and another buccaneer disappears. You rogues are traitors to your own kind. If it hadn't been for you... Aye, go on then. Blame me, coves, for your own failures. You knew what you was about when you defied the code. You knew what it'd be after you. We're done here. There's still 2 treasures left, Rogue, and I mean to claim them both. I'd consider this contest of yours, Captain. I'd reconsider this contest of yours, Captain. Turns out this fish we're trying to hook is a shark, and it might just swallow you whole. They sure do be rivaling. Sorry, impatience. So we got this and one more to do. Level 25 quest, and then we gotta gain 2 more levels, and we'll have the level 30 quest and job quest, which will be fun. Being work on that ship at Calvary. First blood is ours. How'd you take to fighting at sea? There are a few as can drop an enemy as quick as a rope. But mind you, don't exhaust yourself just flailing your blades at the tougher coves. And that goes double for when you've mates on your flanks. If you notice yourself starting to flag, there's not wrong with pulling back from time to time and staggering your attacks with each other to keep the pressure on. I said it afore, Colt, but I'll need you sharp enough to carve steel for what's to come. I'm afraid this'll be more of a challenge than even what that little shrew was bargaining for. That's assuming the Curs wasn't lying about the executioners. The executioners are who I bloody think they are. Twixt you and me, though I'm hoping the name is just some laughable coincidence. Oh there, Chloe. We have a rough job ahead of us, and that's a fact. Matters are tangled enough with that Millela Mort snapping at our heels, but we still managed to garble that first trinket without too much fuss. Biting back them other 2 treasures though, that'll be a different story. Once the stray gets here, I explain what, or more to the point, who we're up against. Alright, we have 2 bubbles left on the list, the Silver Sorrows and the Black Sarcophagus. Let's see where we're at. Oi? Where's Primo got to? Underfoot. He's still looking to whittle the tail behind the bleeding sarcophagus. I'll not be flying that stickler until we've at least an inkling as to what the bloody thing looks like. Treasures aside, I bet there is something everywhere. To these executioner allies of the grinning curs, and I'm afraid the name weren't no coincidence. Corby, you've heard of the bloody executioners, I hope. It seems some curs was feeding from the famble one of the nation's greatest pirate powers. This ain't no extraordinary crew of cutthroats, lad. The nymphs of the mints of the bloody executioners wield the power and influence second only to the Admiral herself. There was none too fond of Myrtlewood, or her prohibition on piracy, and it was only the overwhelming threat posed by the Guardian Empire would eventually convince them to play nice with the Thalassocracy. But pirates ain't one to play nice for long. Now that Heelfer ain't around to helm the ship, the solidarity of the bloody executioners has begun to show cracks. All the strongest captains and lieutenants have begun to form their own factions and are scrambling to claim the top chair for themselves. Of course, not one bloody coke can agree with one another which way the executioners ought to sail. Among these new factions, though, is a group what is pushing to break free of the Admiral's grip completely. Turns out these reformists, as they call themselves, was the ones that as took the grinning curs under their wing. Which means we've got possession of the last 2 treasures. Which means they've got possession of the last 2 treasures we've yet to cloy. Rumors round town say that even for the executioners, these coves are running ruthless and not to be crossed. We should sit this one out, Jack. Piss on me latest contest. It ain't worth this kind of grief. We'd be inviting the wrath of a crew so large and dangerous that even the Admiral ain't keen on coming to blows with him. If they ever came after us. Large or small, it don't matter much. They broke the code when they hit that maelstrom tub. And the grinning curs are paying for that crime. But we ain't be poor side excuses for our own if we let the real culprits carry on unpunished. I mean to see this job to the end, and that means biting back the treasure and handing out proper justice to them as deserves it. But Jack! Listen, with all the infighting going on at present, us stabbing a short blade into one faction's toe ain't like to bring the whole executioner crew down on our heads. Besides, them reformist buggers are so far split from the main mob that they've been avoiding the city altogether. Now it's about time we got to work, Calvary. You're to track down our black market contact. I set him to look into the Cur's new allies a while back, so he should have some answers for us by now. The veil was lifted by a southerly this morning. That'll put the old man at his haunt in Lower Lanasia. Here, take this sack of blunt and pay a visit to the House of Sticks. That's Kobold territory if you didn't know. The old man bribes him with ore and hires the biggest, meanest sods as bodyguards. Just be ready for your approach to be challenged. Sounds good. And off we teleport to Lower Lanasia. And we are doing the level 25 quest. Perfect. And off we go. That was a tiny little lane marker, I will say. Doing on those, just Upper Lanasia Oakwood to finish those off. Nice. We'll do those to get to level 30 soon. How we doing on the challenge block as well. Finish the Fate ones, nice. Cool. Welcome to the House of Sticks, young world. You must excuse my hireling's enthusiasm for greeting visitors. Now, have you any cumbersome baggage of which I might relieve you before we can begin our conversation in earnest? Yes. A heavy burden for one of your tender years to bear. But its weight has balanced the scales, the sum is paid, and the deal is made. Let us speak of these reformists. This faction that so wronged the code now seeks to peddle one of its stolen treasures, the earrings better known as the Silver Sorrows. The deal, it is said, is set to take place at Costa del Sol. The buyer, a moneyed merchant from the golden sands of Ulda. The earrings will be out in the open, vulnerable. I would target the moment of transaction were I so inclined, as the gentleman up there by the cabin appears to be, for he purchased this self-same information. Though he attempts to disguise his identity, the stench of a soldier yet lingers. I know not where one such as he came to learn of my existence, but I suspect he works for a certain yellow-coated captain. Brave she is, but foolish. Stumble blindly into the underworld, and your groping hands will not save you from the holes at your feet. Sudden shall be her fall. Okay, perfect. Oh, we're going back. Welcome back, Akori. What information did the old man have on the reformists? Looking to unload them earrings, are they? And to an old Don, no less. Can't say I'm surprised to hear the buyers from out of town. You won't find any lemons and willing to melt coin or not. Them coes are selling. Only the daftest sod would go about funding them as means to pull down the admiral. Hey, one of Malala's lackeys arrived at the house afore you. How did they know to? Them curs we captured must have cackled during the shrew's interrogation. We'll have to assume the Yellow Jackets know what we know, and that means we'd best get our asses to Costa del Sol right bleeding now. I'll handle this one, Jack. You and Akari can wait here for Perimu. Oive Keb, who the hell's is she playing at? After her, lad. She knows this ain't a solo job. Oh yeah, before I forget. There's configuration. No. Just a, no. HUD layout, that's what I wanted. Target bar. Display target info independently. And the progress bar. Let's increase it to 160. Wait. Progress bar, here we go, and let's move that right here. Nice and big in front and center. It did save, right? Yes, perfect. So wait, let's also can we? No, okay. Also, yeah, the other thing that I wanted to do was HUD layout and move the party list in a little bit here. Just so I can I wish I could do it for just in... Yeah, let's move it down a little bit. I think it's kind of in the way. There we go. Now it's less bothersome, I think. Still allows me to easily see it a little bit more centralized. I told you to wait at the guild. I don't need... Well, it might be as I could use an extra cove in the shadows after all. Jack has his mind set on punishing the executioners, but me? I just want to skulk in, pull them silver bits, and skulk out. I reckon that if I could manage that with no one the wiser, then they wouldn't know who to come after. Finish the job without drawing me daggers, you know? It ain't exactly true to the code, but the shield of underworld honor won't stop them bloody killers from cutting me mates' throats and setting the sisters a glimmer. The guild's the only place would offer to take a pirate stray like me, and I'll not see it burned to the ground. Deal's about to start. Say the word when you're being to the head in. Alright, here's what we know. Rich merchant what's come over from Oldai is an old mate of Master Gigaruju. The Kolas owns Costa del Sol. Gigaruju's taken his guards and dells and prancing off the beach, down the beach someplace, giving over the use of the entire resort to his friend. Seems she didn't want an audience for her bargain with the reformist, which as it happens works out well for us. We'll wait until they're busy haggling over a price, and snatch the sorrows and up the twig before they realize aught is amiss. Sounds like a plan? Sounds like a plan. Get in, get out, don't get seen. The players have arrived. The reformist coin counter and the old buyer are setting up on the southeast platform. Bearings sought to be nearby. Hang out. Where were all these other culls? The place was meant to be empty. I see some nasty looking blokes in old on garb and those maggots. The merchants brought along a whole bloody entourage. I've gone and got ahead of myself. Should have realized the job was never be easy. I have to mill a few of them bodyguards first, I reckon. Don't want to fight through the forest with blades should you get caught sneaking up on them narrow hallways. Jack, I thought I'd... Stow your excuse, love. I know full well what you're about. You start going soft on us, though, and it'll be like losing one of me arms. I can't take on the bloody executioners all by myself. It's only 'cause I've got rogues like you and Underfoot in a cullery here that the guild can take these jobs. It does. When our coves walk the shadows, it's the bleeding pirates who do the trembling. Remember that, FFXIV. We ain't some two guild robbers but piss their breeches when their daddles are caught in the honeypot. We're the knives and the darkmans. No bastard wants to go blade to blade with the likes of us. I see. I see you're not changed your mind then. You'll need all the stabbers you can get, and I promise mine will be there when you need them. And now let's carve a path to that platform and bite back the mirror rings. FFXIV, you hide yourself down by the docks in case the marks escape during the fight. Cullery, you and me will split up and mill the guards as we go. It's them puppets as concern me most. I suggest you crash them little buggers before they can spring any rum fun. Creep in as close as you dare, then give them a good solid clout from behind. I ain't the most original strategy, but that don't make it any less lethal. Once you're done with the group, slip back into the shadows and move on to the next knot to it, eh? I'll head over to the back while you start in from the front. Let's wrap this up before the jackets blunder in and scare off our marks. There we go. Oh yeah, that's much better. Much easier to see. What you guys think? There we go, that's him down. Nice.
Rogues! No one mentioned that about rogues. What in the hells do you think you're doing? I'm conducting a business transaction on behalf of the bloody executioners. Do you understand what that means? Do you know what they'll do to you?
I'm all affrighted. Ah, then that you're the one who's shaken. It don't much matter to me who you work for. Your bosses broke the code, and we're here to collect. Those would be the Silver Sorrows, then. I'm sure you paid a caravan a coin for them shiny bubbles. But I doubt they're worth your life. Let's have them, then.
Wait, damn you! You should know that this personage is an extremely influential member of the East Aldenar Trading Company. Surely you've heard of it. If the threat of reprisal will not stay your hand, then consider the political ramifications of interfering with a foreign dignitary. The Admiral would not desire you to damage Limsel's relations with Ul'dah. Yes, exactly. I am very highly placed in Ul'dah society. I have powerful friends who would not be pleased for you to mistreat me in any fashion. And you must understand the Silver Sorrows are a historical treasure, a gift once bestowed upon Sultana Nanasha ul Nasha by her champion. The earrings were later stolen from the royal vault, and we lost hope of ever recovering them. That I might so easily purchase them thus is a miracle. The return on these trinkets will be... that is to say, the Sorrows must return to Ul'dah. Can you not look the other way for the sake of my nation's pride?
You must think me some dull-witted thug. If this deal was being made on behalf of your country, Then why are you sneaking about and consorting with pirates? An excellent point. One might doubt your quality of character were you to continue with these feeble fabrications.
You need only entrust those earrings to me should you truly wish to see them return to Ul'dah, that is. After all, 'twas to fulfill the very purpose that the Socracy bid the Sorrows in the first place.
Bit late there, aren't you, Captain? I think you'll agree this round belongs to us.
On the contrary, my dear scoundrel, I made the winning move the moment I knew we were dealing with the merchant of Ul'dah. I come bearing the official order of seizure authorized by the Admiral herself. You will not be harmed, but I must insist that you cooperate with this reclamation of unlawfully obtained goods. Though Costa del Sol is private property, it nevertheless lies within the state-governed territory. Come along quietly, and we need not inconvenience Master Gigaruju any further. These suspects will be taken to Yellow Jacket custody. Do not concern yourselves with the Silver Sorrows. They'll be quite safe with me.
The hells take that canary-colored harpy. We might as well have handed the things to her on a velvet cushion.
I'll go find Underfoot and help him with his digging. There's still that last treasure out there, and you can be sure the reformists won't be giving it up without a fight.
Aye, you do that. Been luck to you, love.
There you are. You left before events had truly been decided, and I thought you deserved to know the score. The old Don merchant has acquiesced to our request and surrendered the Silver Sorrows into our keeping. We've also apprehended the reformist accountant and will be holding him for further questioning.
Bonin, an associate of the bloody executioners. You Yellow Jackets don't flinch from your duty, I'll give you that. Bonin? And what's this I hear about you buying that information, Captain? I thought you'd sooner die than associate with elements of the underworld.
I will do what I must to stay ahead of this challenge, and that marketeer's knowledge was vital to the case. 'Tis true I might find his practices distasteful, but he is no pirate. It is the fading era of piracy which I mean to consign to the history books, and that chapter will never be fully closed until every pirate's bond relic, including you and your guild, becomes a thing of the past. Valiant and forthright, these are the words by which Yellow Jackets live, and it is the manner in which we protect limbs and limits. I swore an oath on these graves, on the graves of my sisters. No more shall the innocent suffer at the hands of these savage buccaneers, these unrepentant killers.
And a grand oath it is. I've got me fumbles full just keeping the code intact. But the code is a kind of oath too, when you get down to it. And since I've sworn to uphold it, I've no intention of stepping aside and letting you trample all over me or my coves. In fact, you'd better be off giving in now before matters get proper serious. Just say you're sorry, admit defeat, and we'll leave it at that, eh?
Your audacity knows no bounds. I'm done wasting words. Now, sir, we'll reclaim the last treasure, and then I will look on victorious as your guild is dismantled brick by brick.
That's the spirit, Captain. Just don't forget to keep an eye on them earrings. The city's crawling with rogues, you know. You keep the bloody sorrows in a bloody lockbox in the Coral Tower, but look away for a moment, and one of me coves will bite them beauties right back. Come on, Cullery. It's back to the sisters for us. Perfect. And since we're over here, let's go to Upper Lanasia quickly. Wanderer's Palace. Okay, we have Oakwood and Oakwood. Is this side Oakwood or is that side Oakwood? That side is Oakwood, okay. So then we'll need to head down there. Take the boat. Little ferry. It's a carpenter. I don't know what he's doing over here. Yep, looks like the maroon. There we go, Bumble Beetle and Wild Wolf. How much do we need for radiation? Wild Wolf, there's another Bumble Beetle, let's try to get them. Damn. Done. And that's the Bumble Beetle's done. Is it not? Oh, no. There you go. That's the Bumble Beetle done. Of XP. Look at that. Amazing. South Shroud, Southern Thanalan. Or Southern Thanalan. A lot of Shroud. Damn, that's a lot of Shroud. We just need a little bit more XP. Let's try doing this fate. Go, that's that done. Nice. 7,000 XP there. Let's see if we can't get Ferry Skipper back and do one of the fates over there on the other side. So is this one level 41, 31? Might not be close enough. We're only 2 levels below. No, okay. It's level 33. Definitely not. Nothing here worth doing, so let's go to... I mean, actually, we might just get enough for finishing this quest, if I'm being honest. Find out. Okay, first green skills. Here we go. Well, after all that hard work, the shrew made off with the spoils. And as far as her damn contest goes, I suppose that makes us even. It'll be the last treasure of this black sarcophagus that decides the victor. Whatever the reformists are doing to keep it Bob, you can bet your grandmom's teeth there'll be some blade work needed before this job's done. Get yourself ready for a proper scrap of cutlery. Yeah, it looks like not quite, but close. Oh, so close. That is absolutely tragic. Like, that'll take way too long. Okay, let's set that, and let's go to Black Shroud. First one is East Shroud, East Shroud. Yeah, let's go to East Shroud then. Damn, that is an expensive one. Wait, it might be cheaper if we first go to Gridania, 300. And then from here we go to East Shroud. Yep. Not by a lot, but it was cheaper. Okay, so. Bramble Patch, 9 IVs, 9 IVs. Oh, ball methods. These guys. Oh, those are giant gnats. The thing is, those are the gnats, but they seem to be the wrong gnats. Yeah, let's withdraw from this. Let's not do that. That's gonna take too long. There you go, Black Gnat. Perfect.
like I should get these last two though. 9 ivy, both 9 ivies. Okay. Well, let's see if we can find these two. Okay, can't be that hard, I feel like. A little solace. All the way back here once more. I feel like this is no longer part of... Yeah. Market for Death is up next, and that's my level 30 quest. Yeah, we're back in the 9 ivies. Oh, they should be the, Oh, here's the bell map. Perfect. Ivy. That's my stuff done for here. We just have South Shroud now. And then Southern Thanalan. More South Shroud. And more Southern Thanalan. Where's South Shroud from here? I mean, we might as well, while we're over here in the area. Upper path, upper path, upper paths, Silent Arbor. Silent Arbor. We have upper paths and Silent Arbor. Those are the 2 places. And this is lower paths, okay. So we shouldn't have come to this one. My mistake. That was massive. Sacred antelope, yeah. So far past, that's probably going to be somewhere over here. No, okay. That might be one of the ones at the other area. Upper paths. Yes, we are in upper paths. Yep. Interesting. Maybe over there in that little pool there. No, this one right here. But, I mean, upper path, upper path, upper path. Why isn't... For it all being here, it's kind of hard to find. There you go, I was right. Okay, perfect. This is some of it. Done. I have a shield. Ooh. Let's check over here to see if we can find those. Special ones, like the red-bellied larchener. That's gotta be done. Now I need to find red-bellied larcheners. Odd. See that he's not over here with the rest of them. Very weird. I think he's the last one I have in. Yeah. Just the larchener that I need to find. Maybe over there by this one. No, this looks to be more Kieran. Yeah. Gotta be somewhere in that area then. We got sharpeners and lookouts, but no. Larceners. Yeah, weird. Well, I guess for now we'll leave it, and we'll end there for tonight. Almost done with the rogue story. Got one quest left. I think that's a good place to leave off, and I will see you guys all in the next episode. Let's head over to Limsa Laminza though before we fully log out here. Limsa Laminza Lower Decks. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!